Dice, political activist, media researcher, author, is going to be with us for the balance of the hour to talk about a host of issues. And his new book, available at Infowars.com, Big Brother, the Orwellian Nightmare Come True. And this is for people that know about 1984, but they read the book, they see all the parallels and how in many ways we've surpassed it. And I go back to our article, July 20th, 2007, Paul Joseph Watson, iPhone, a Trojan horse for government surveillance, backdoor spyware module allows state corporations and hackers to listen in, to dial in and listen to you and track your location. There we are, July 20th, 2007, Infowars.com. But I've been telling you since 1996, not because I'm smart, but because it was in the Telecommunications Act, that they gave the phone companies and the manufacturers of phones 5 years until October 1st, 2001. Pull up the articles. You know, new surveillance rules go into law today from back on October 1st, 2001. And it said they can dial in and turn your phone on even when it's off. It looks like it's still off. Listen to you. The OnStar's the same way. They can track everywhere you're going, and now it's out today. Oh, it's not just Google and iPhone, but the Google phone and the Microsoft phone system, and they're all doing the same thing. And then Steve Jobs comes out and says, no, we're not, it's a lie, even when it's admitted. And then separately, other Apple execs go, no, it's government systems and regulations. I mean, how dumb do they think we are? It's like this new birth certificate. They put out for 2 years a fake receipt saying, this is it. This is a long form. This is it. We're like, no, it's not. Where's the doctor's signature? And they're like, that doesn't exist. There's no such thing as that. They're like, yeah, we've all got them. Now they go, oh, yeah, here is a long form. And it's in all these layers, but that's not even the issue. The computer recognizes all the forgeries as the layers in different fonts, 3-4 times darker. The signatures go over the green background. And you look at it in fields, and a graphic designer just pointed this out. It's one of the issues I hadn't even made, but it was the final issue for us last night when I kicked in and said, that's it, it's a forgery, was we were looking at it blown up on a big screen, high-res TV, hooked to a computer. We had it totally blown up, had the lights off, looking at it, and you could see all these different patterns of the JPEG that had artifacts. You know, when video's not high-res or in images, and it has all that splotchy boxes, you blow it up, it's different designs. There was different boxes here, different fractals there, and then whole areas crisp where they added the new stuff. Oh, totally crisp. It was high-res. It was the new stuff. I mean, it's designed for people to freak out over it, and then they just come out and say, aha, you're an idiot, you know, you're making this up, you're crazy, it's not a forgery. And Obama laughs at everybody. I think this is a psyop to get everybody fighting with each other and to actually obsess over this, but then you almost have to. But if you just obsess over whether it's a forgery or not, then it's not really waking folks up. But if you pull back and see the psyop that's going on, then it's very educational and enlightening. And I'm ranting about a bunch of issues. Mark Dice's new book, folks. We need this book to go viral everywhere because it needs to be read at all the high schools, the colleges. It needs to be in all the libraries. Everybody should order it as a public service and put it in the library. I know we've had libraries call and get it from us because I helped Mark out with the printing of 10,000 of these, and we want to get them out there to people. And because folks need to understand that in the 50s or in the late 40s when this was written, this was seen as a police state. And now he parallels how it's happening and gone beyond. And we're going to go over some of those issues. But there's also the mind control issue of them saying there is no radiation. Obama said that a month ago. No danger in the U.S., no problem in Japan. The core exit's not a health problem. Remember his clips of that? No health problems in the Gulf. Core exit's fine. Age 52 is the average life expectancy of Exxon Valdez workers. Massive health problems, deaths in the Gulf, people breathing this stuff. He just waves a magic wand, says it's fine. DU's fine. This is how they're basically throttling us. Mark Dice, I mean, what do you think they're doing here, joining us via video Skype from Los Angeles, California? What do you think's happening with this birth certificate?
I have just 2 points on the birth certificate. I think it's a psyop. I think that this is planned early on as somebody to be a red herring, something to create a suspicious aura around, and then to ultimately debunk it as a manufactured straw man. The one point that I'd like to make about all this is that if Donald Trump, I just wish Donald Trump would have been obsessed with the Bilderberg group as much as he was with the birth certificate, because this just goes to show that if we can get a person of power and influence to become interested in one of these issues of the New World Order. And the birth certificate was a small issue in the overall aspect of what it is that we're doing. But the fact that Donald Trump was able to bring this to a national and global attention shows that if we can get somebody, an opinion leader, an opinion shaper, or someone in power to look at important issues. Let's look at the Bilderberg Group instead of the birth certificate. Imagine if Donald Trump was creating this global media phenomenon about the Bilderberg Group. So that's my own point, is if we can push an important issue into the mainstream. So let's not focus on these small issues. The birth certificate, it's interesting. There's certainly some shady things there. There's probably some, obviously some information they don't want everybody to see. But is that important in the overall scheme of things compared to the Bilderberg Group, the Orwellian nightmare, these things, Apple tracking our movements? That's just the tip of the iceberg, Alex. Later on, we can get into some apps on the iPhone that are actually already listening to people. The photos, the camera in your iPhone is turned over to the applications and is being used in Orwellian ways. And maybe we should talk about what Orwellian is. You know, this audience is growing and people are at different levels of their understanding. Orwellian is a reference to George Orwell's book, 1984, where he talks about this tyrannical government using control of information.
Turning reality upside down, confusing people, training people to accept lies. The general public obsessed with sports and lotteries and celebrity stuff instead of caring about all the tyranny.
Now, Orwell in his book 1984 it's such a historical and a significant piece of literature that's why we have words like Orwellian, doublespeak, the memory hole. So what I've done with Big Brother, the Orwellian Nightmare is because we're seeing this unfold, and I've been seeing this unfold myself for 15 years, I wrote all of the parallels that I could see. And it's 300 pages of them. I mean, we are living in the Orwellian nightmare when Apple can just activate my cell phone and listen to me. I'm not paranoid when I stick a piece of tape over the camera and microphone in my laptop 5 years ago. People said I was paranoid and the government's not listening. Really? Really, they're not? Let's look at how accurate we've been. You know, I've been doing this for 5 years, 6 years, Alex. I think that's why you support me, because you know that I'm not just some idiot making YouTube videos that makes fun of people. You know, I'd like people to know that I'm actually a pretty smart guy. I know what I'm doing. I'm trying to join this fight and do all I can because I'm mad. I mean, look at this. Look what's happening.
No, exactly.
Here.
I mean, look. We knew 5, 6 years ago, Google came out with a press release saying we've got apps that we turn on through the operating system or through you visiting Google that turn your microphone or camera on. But don't worry, computers are listening and getting keywords and then deciding what advertisement to superimpose on sites that you visit.
And that's 5 years ago.
And people called us nuts. Now, 2 years ago now, that's how old this is, Philadelphia comes out and says, yeah, we've handed out thousands of laptops to kids. We're watching them in the shower, in bed at home. And we saw a kid eating Skittles, so we kicked him out of school. And people said, oh, that's good, the school's watching you at home unannounced. I mean, this has already been going on.
This is Orwellian. And so here's my copy of George Orwell's book, 1984. And I urge everybody to read it, whether you've read it when you were a child, read it again. Maybe you've never read it, because the parallels are so striking. Let me just pull up some random. I'm just going to turn to a random page here in this book. Here's a quote from just a random page. The children, on the other hand, were systematically turned against their parents and taught to spy on them and to report on their deviations. The family had become, in effect, an extension of the thought police. This was a device by means of which everyone could be surrounded day and night by informers who knew them intimately. This is the Orwellian nightmare. This is why I'm in this fight. This is why I wrote Big Brother, the Orwellian Nightmare, because page after page of this fictional book is now becoming real. The science fiction tyrannical government elements, the science fiction technology is not just around the corner, it's here. And
they're using it as a handbook of control because Eric Blair, a.k.a. pen name George Orwell, had worked at every level of the imperial system, the communist system, and the media BBC system. And he wrote essays, for those that haven't read them, they're also in books, nonfiction, where he said, this is what I believe is going to happen. And then Huxley came out in '62 before he died and said, no, it's a mixture of 1984 and Brave New World. It's going to be the drugging and the brainwashing, and folks are going to love their servitude. The stormtroopers are in the background for the few that actually wake up. But expanding on that, now I heard local talk radio this morning saying Miss America should enjoy them putting their hand in her pants and actually touching her privates. And then she's on record. They actually stuck the hand in the pants and touched her. And then I heard him say, go on and basically talk about how it's good that kids are reporting on their parents' guns, because some kid brought a gun to school and they're saying it's the parents' fault. The point is they use that to say guns should be illegal. I mean, more and more, they just take things that even the dumbest person 20 years ago would know was tyranny and scary, and they're saying it's like mother's milk. I mean, they're really pushing it on us.
I try not to be an arrogant, self-centered jerk, because I think I'm fairly intelligent, and I'm noticing people in the public just every day are getting dumber and dumber and dumber. And that's why I'm in this fight. That's why your audience is in this fight, because we care. We are trying to restore the republic. Let me draw some of the main source of this Orwellian nightmare is the fear, the terrorist-based fear. As you know,
stay there. Let's go to the heart of the pillar for the New World Order, the book. Big Brother, the Orwellian Nightmare Come True. We hope that you get the book, get it out to people, and also support Mark Dice and my work as well. Get it at Infowars.com today. Big Brother, the Orwellian Nightmare Come True. Stay with us.